Have you ever, sometime in your life, contemplated about your current situation, whether you had enough money, food, or technology to help you succeed? For most people, it's a passing thought, something they think about when things get desperate. For the more unfortunate, however, it is a daily occurrence. The homeless, the poor, the single parents, all of these people have to actively think of what their next plan is. How will they get food on the table? Where will they sleep? How long do they have to work to keep the house? However, all is not lost for them. After looking through the internet for something to help those individuals, I came across the House of Compassion, which is a charity organization that helps such people. A phrase in school we heard a lot when things didn't go our way was, "Life isn't fair." It was an explanation that speaks an unfortunate truth. Sometimes there is nothing we can do about a situation. Even though life can be unfair, that doesn't mean people won't try to help out those whose coin of fate landed on tails. Kind and generous people can donate excess supplies they have to people in need. Religious organizations can gather money to help people out, and charity organizations can help feed and shelter those in need. My plan is not to lecture about this organization, but rather to persuade you to donate to the House of Compassion. It is uncommon for an organization to directly open its doors to those that most would claim are filthy and unemployed. The more that we help and donate, the more we can help those who aren't as fortunate as we are. First, I must talk about why the House of Compassion is needed and some problems that occur. Here's the first issue. Homelessness is a problem we know exists, yet we don't tend to do anything about it. A survey conducted in 2018 and displayed on the National Alliance to End Homelessness website stated that 2,750 people in Iowa were homeless, while there are nearly 550,000 nationwide. The reason why I'm saying the numbers is because of how high they are. Over 1/5 of the United States population is homeless, and I dare not say even that amount tries to help them. Homelessness isn't just a problem for them, however. It's also a problem for everyone else. It's a public health issue because of the fact that they have to live outside in the dirt. It is an economic problem because they can't keep the economy rolling with no money. And it's a tragedy for humanity because we allow such things to happen, and it needs to be solved as soon as possible. The homeless can range from veterans, junkies, the recently unemployed, and to people like you and me who have had an exceptionally bad streak of luck. When they do become homeless, they feel like it's hopeless. New people in jobs that could save them turn them away due to being in their poor state. And even their friends could leave. It's thought to be such a demoralizing thing that it's commonly thought that they turn to suicide to get out of it, but they don't need to. While the government is crooked and democracy impure, we the people have to stand up to this issue. Organizations like the House of Compassion have helped out the homeless and those in poverty by giving them hope, showing them that someone really does care about them and that they can keep moving on so they aren't stuck in that situation forever. Another somewhat relatable problem is that some people don't want to volunteer due to the people they have to deal with. I related to this mentality for a long time. Before I became a better person, adult, I did not like the homeless or the poor because of their dirtiness. Looking back at it now, I scold myself and other kids who felt the same way. I've grown to despise this mentality very much due to its rotten message. By saying that, one is basically calling them subhuman, an inferior species than us. If you look at the screen now, this person in poverty is still a human with legs, arms, a face, and other features that make us human, yet me and him would be treated differently. People always despise them because of their flawed beliefs about how they got there. This is a psychology concept called the fundamental attribution error, and according to an article from The Guardian, says, this is a natural tendency to see the behavior of others as being determined by their character while excusing our own behavior based on circumstances. By volunteering at the House of Compassion, I learned how wrong I was to believe that way. By remembering that they are people just like me, I was able to relate to them and understand them a lot more. I was able to feel their strife and how this was an opportunity to make them feel better. Those are some problems, but there are some solutions as well. By volunteering at an organization like the House of Compassion, you can make an impact on people's lives. Volunteering helps you out by being able to interact with different people you wouldn't normally talk to or get to know, allowing you to become more aware of how people live. It also helps them by giving them someone to talk to, you for example, and because you're directly helping them. Donating is a less active but just as helpful method. You can donate needed supplies to the House of Compassion. The best supplies that one can give are the ones that you don't actively think about, like toilet paper. Those supplies are given to people who desperately need them so they can tackle more important problems like bills. At our school, we periodically will have a donation box to the House of Compassion, which goes to show how impactful and needed the supplies are. Both volunteering and donating supplies is a great way to help out the less fortunate. Those are ways to help out, so let me go in further detail on what the benefits of helping or the downsides of not are. Simply put, you are going to change someone's life. You won't know whose life, at least not on a personal level, but you will change their life. Firstly, as I've stated, volunteering to help cook and prepare meals is good. It shows them that somebody cares, and that does matter a lot to them. According to a study by two professionals, Natalie Statz-Reese and Mark Dombeck, the lowest of low and the highest of high share an increased rate of suicide. So by helping the lowest of low, or soon to be lowest of low, you can help them out immensely. I can't say that not helping them would make them actually commit suicide at the same rate, but I can say that helping them would make them feel better about their situation. Even if you donate instead of physically volunteering, the House of Compassion uses any donated money to provide $100 per year in prescription and dental assistance to families. Isn't that nice? Another thing, niceness is contagious. Just like a certain virus, which I cannot say, or yawning, being nice is very infectious. By doing a good deed for someone, it can brighten up their day and make them want to do the same, spreading the chain of niceness until everyone has it. By showing some compassion to the less fortunate, it will brighten their moods and make them want to do the same to both think of something better than their current predicament and make sure others don't suffer like them. Needn't I remind you how often it is portrayed in the media that being mean to poor or homeless people is a bad thing? Look at Home Alone for an example. There's always a slightly off or poor person who scares Kevin, the protagonist, but it turns out that they are a genuinely good person. And Kevin realizes that, and with their help, they went against whatever the antagonists are doing, and Kevin gets a new and better perspective on that person. If we are just nice and help out those in need, life will be a lot better for both sides, as you have seen from my examples. From actively helping to supporting from the back lines, both have a great impact on the community. I encourage you to take what you've heard today to heart and share with the rest of the world. The homeless, the poor, the crippled, the abandoned veterans are not the monsters that so many people perceive them to be. They're human, just like us, so we should treat them as such. I ask that anyone who is interested in helping those in need go to houseofcompassion.net to get more information. If you can't find that site, or don't live near Marshalltown, just look up House of Compassion near me. There should be one. When you get there, you can see the times they serve and what items they need and need to be donated. Next time you see someone in need, don't be afraid to help them, whether it's by working at a charity or by helping them directly. They both do the same job. Thank you for your time, and do you have any questions, comments, or concerns? Also sources.